Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Saturday, January 3rd, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling podcast. I am your host, your host for today's show and awards, Jeremy Pierce. Welcome one and all. You know, you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic Creations on Instagram. No, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. And today's show, ladies and gentlemen, the third annual Cutter Awards, the year-end awards for the 2025 year of professional wrestling. This is a show that I very much enjoyed doing, and this one was actually a little bit easier to do than last year with a few small categories. Definitely go check out the shorts where we have 8 of the supplemental awards that we're giving out, but we're going to have some fun. So this is going to be a really, really good show. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too, but for now, you know what's next. So just go on and hit my music. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Cutters are here. This is the year-end award show. This is the third one, which I am very, very happy about doing. We've got your normal categories that I think are all great, and definitely go check out the supplemental awards that were given out on I put them on Instagram and YouTube. Those categories were, let me get to it for you: best on promos, best story, best gimmick, biggest disappointment, best non-wrestler, most improved, worst moment, and best moment. But we are going to get into the main show. This is going to be good. We have a lot of awards to give out, and just stick with me. I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you think this person should have won, this person should have lost, and maybe someone should have been in, someone should have been out. It's going to be a good time. So first, we're going to start with Breakout Star of the Year. Now, this award is someone who's up their game, who has turned the page and has truly elevated themselves from the year before. So the nominees are Javon Evans of NXT, Marina Shafir of AEW, Cal Fletcher of AEW, Leon Slater of TNA, Danny Luna of TNA, and Maxine Dupree of the WWE. And the Cutter goes to Kyle Fletcher. This one is one of the hardest awards to give out, because I thought that this was really a 3-horse race between Javon Evans, Marina Shafir, and Kyle Fletcher. Maxine Dupree fought her way there, especially with her second half of her year, but Javon's been great all year, Marina's been great all year, but Kyle Fletcher has been something special, and he is our Breakout Star of the Year for 2025. Then we have Rookie of the Year. This does not mean their first year in professional wrestling. Rookie of the Year means either their first year in a new company, maybe their first year back into the business, or even still their first year in professional wrestling, and like their first full year, or just how they came about. So the nominees are Megan Bain, Thekla, Ricky Saints, Kendall Gray, Lash Legend, and Blake Monroe. And ladies and gentlemen, I thought this was honestly just a 2-horse race between Megan Bain and Thekla. I thought they had the biggest impact out of everybody nominated here, but I'm giving the Cutter to Thekla. Megan Bain could have won this award as well, but Thekla has kind of been just a thorn in a lot of the women's division side since joining the company, becoming the quote-unquote leader of the Triangle of Madness. Megan Bain's been great too. She's pretty much undefeated, rarely has lost a singles match. She's been a major problem here, but Thekla just has been here and very, very consistent. And now she is up in the running to be the next contender for the AEW Women's World Championship. Our next cutter is the best men's heel performer. So this is just exactly what it is. The best bad guy out of the men, who was very dastardly, who made you hate them a lot. And the nominees are Ethan Page of NXT, Jon Moxley of AEW, FTR of AEW, Kazuchika Okada of AEW, Gunther of the WWE, and Dominic Mysterio of the WWE. And the cutter goes to Jon Moxley. This is pulled over from 2024. I believe, yes, this award could have gone to Gunther. Hell, I could have even probably nominated Drew McIntyre, but Moxley has been the mainstay top bad guy in all of professional wrestling. He has dominated all the way up unto All In and has made the Death Riders something of consequence, that if you cross them, you will get put down. The next cutter is the best women's face performer. This is exactly, like I said, what it is. These are the women that you love to root for, that you love to cheer for, who above all else makes you care for them. And the nominees are Io Sky, the Babes of Wrath, Lei Ying Lee, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Stephanie Vaquer, and Suri. And by the way, their companies are respectively WWE, AEW, TNA, WWE, and Stardom, or New Japan, however you want to put it. But the cutter goes to the Babes of Wrath, your current AEW Women's World Tag Team Champion and your new AEW TBS champion in Willow Nightingale. The Babes of Wrath are pretty much beloved. They were the outliers. They were the underdogs for the entire tournament. Next to Alex Windsor and Riho, they were the team that was thrown together, but they made it work, and you love to cheer for them. Harley Cameron has gotten better and better and better, not reaching just that breakout status just yet, but she's been very, very great. And Willow Nightingale is absolutely awesome. She is a cornerstone of the women's division in AEW. She is just a bundle of joy. She's my favorite women's wrestler today. And you love to cheer for both Harley and Willow. Then we have the return of the year. Whose return made you cheer? Whose return kind of made you cry? Whose return shocked the world? And when I give you the nominees, you're going to be like, oh, we know who this is going to. But the nominees are Brock Lesnar, Ilya Dragunov, AJ Lee, Aleister Black, Liv Morgan, and Swerve Strickland. And ladies and gentlemen, it's very obvious who the cutter goes to, and that is none other than Brock. I'm fucking with you, AJ Lee. It's AJ Lee. We thought she would never step foot back in the dirty ring, and not only she step foot back in the ring, she's already wrestled 2 or 3 matches. She's been involved with Becky Lynch. Her return was lauded. Yes, she has to up her game to compete with the women of today, but it's AJ Lee. A lot of these women here look up to her. She helped hold down a division when it was very, very tough for the women to even get on TV. So now we have, ladies and gentlemen, the feud of the year. What rivalry captured your attention, held you together, right? What rivalry made you stand up and watch? And the nominees are the Death Riders versus AEW, The System versus Order 4, Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly, Thekla versus Queen Aminata, John Cena versus WWE Creative, and Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. And the cutter goes to the Death Riders versus AEW. There was no other option. There maybe John versus Creative, but The Death Riders ran roughshod over AEW, holding the Trios Championship, holding the World Championship. They've got the CMLL World Champion in their mix. Marina Shafir just having a coming out party this year. Wheeler Yuta being absolutely hated, stealing Daniel Garcia, and Pac returning. Man, the Death Riders are a force to be reckoned with. And they got their comeuppance, and it led up to Blood and Guts. It led up to Hangman winning. It led up to Mox having to go it alone in the Continental Classic. The Death Riders fought everyone in AEW, and I like that they got the woman involved as well, because Marina Shafir and Willow Nightingale need to have that one-on-one match. All right, our next award is pay-per-view of the year. What event, pay-per-view or PLE, was essentially the best, top to bottom, hands down, bar none? You're like, yeah, this show was great. So the nominees are WWE Evolution, AEW Revolution, AEW All in Texas, AEW Double or Nothing, Wrestle Dynasty, which was the joint show between AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, Stardom, and CMLL, and the WWE Elimination Chamber. And the cutter goes to AEW All in Texas. This was the show. Essentially, All In has become their top WrestleMania type show. Now, usually it's Double or Nothing, but All In has become the show during the summer that we build towards. If you look at the card, we had the Sons of Texas team. This is one. Let's just go to the main card, right, ladies and gentlemen. We had the Ops defeat Gabe Kidd and the Death Riders to retain the Trios Championship. MJF beat Roderick Strong in the Casino Gauntlet match to earn a future AEW World Championship. There's other people in the match, obviously, but he pinned Roderick Strong. Dustin Rhodes defeated Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia, and Kyle Fletcher to win the vacant TNT Championship. Swerve and Ospreay defeated the Young Bucks in a match of the year contender. Athena defeated Mina Shirakawa, winning the Casino Gauntlet to earn a AEW Women's World Championship match. The Hurt Syndicate defeated Jet Speed and the Patriarchy to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championship, Men's World Tag Team Championship. Tony Storm defeated Mercedes Moné to retain the AEW Women's World Championship. Kazuchika Okada defeated Kenny Omega to unify, quote unquote, unify the International Continental Championship. And in the main event, obviously, Hangman Adam Page defeated Jon Moxley to win the AEW Men's World Championship. Just a fantastic show, ladies and gentlemen. So we move on to Best Women's Heel Performer. Who did you hate? What woman made you hate her? This one was a little tougher because no one was overtly super evil this year, but there was one whose change made you, well, proceed with caution. But the nominees are Thekla of AEW, Roxanne Perez of the WWE, Chelsea Green of the WWE, Dani Luna of TNA, Naomi of the WWE, and Mercedes Moné of AEW. And if you paid attention, it's obvious that this award goes to Naomi. Her heel turn was fantastic. Not only turning on Bianca and Jade, getting those matches, getting them over, but then winning the Women's Money in the Bank, cashing in, interrupting a fantastic match between Rhea and Io. Her proceed with caution gimmick, she became so unhinged, and even though fans love to see her, celebrate her, she's been gone for like the last couple of months because she's now pregnant. Her heel turn was absolutely great. She became the premier bad guy in the women's division, even usurping Becky Lynch. You probably should have been nominated up here. Best Men's Face Performer. What man made you cheer? Who could you get behind with no problem? The nominees are Hangman Adam Page of AEW, Bandito of AEW / Ring of Honor, Will Ospreay of AEW, Sami Zayn of the WWE, Ilya Dragunov of the WWE, and Javon Evans of NXT. And the cutter goes to Javon Evans of NXT, because your boy is bouncy. Even though he's built like a twig, Javon Evans is super, 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 super over. He never fails to satisfy. He never fails to shock you about what he can do in the ring. And now it looks like he's close to being called up to the main roster. Javon Evans has become a standout above a lot of the good guy men in the WWE. Men's Tag Team of the Year. Now this, I truly believe, was a 2-horse race, but who was truly the best team of 2025? The nominees are FTR of AEW, the Hardys of TNA, the YS6 of SmackDown, Brodito of AEW, the Hurt Syndicate of AEW, and Jet Speed of AEW. The cutter goes to FTR. Yes, the Hardys have had a fantastic year, going in as champions, becoming double champions, and leaving the year as champion. But FTR are right now in the league of their own. They are in a class of their own. Their partnership with Stokely Hathaway has been absolutely wonderful for them, and we're looking forward to the inevitable match of FTR versus Cope and Christian. They have truly become the best tag team in the world. Women's Tag Team of the Year. What team was the best all year round? I think there's one truly team. I could give it to another team, but they kind of came together just a little too late. But the nominees are Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss of the WWE, the Babes of Wrath in AEW, the Mega Problems in AEW, the Elegance Brand in TNA, the Kabuki Warriors of WWE, and the Inspiration of TNA. And the cutter goes to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They have been the predominant team all year in the WWE. They became the champions. They have been excellent. Yes, they're no longer champions right now, but their run was actually really good. They did something that I thought could never be done, and that was to get people to like and cheer for Charlotte Flair. It has actually worked, and that alone deserves an award. Our faction of the year. What group was the best? What group kind of just controlled their destiny, ran through their company? So the nominees are Order 4 of TNA, the MFT of WWE, the Conglomeration of AEW, Hurt Syndicate of AEW, the Death Riders of AEW, and the Don Callis family of AEW. And the cutter goes to, in my opinion, shocking upset, the Don Callis family. After sitting back and just thinking about the year, this very much could have gone to the Death Riders, but the Don Callis family got bigger and have been just a tad bit more consistent than the Death Riders. They even though they lost a member in Andrade, that's no fault of their own. Okada, Fletcher, Takeshita, that tops almost any faction. Sure, and even though the Death Riders have had Mox in the AEW Championship, I just think the Don Callis family has just been a little bit better this year. So now we move into the high-end part of the awards, ladies and gentlemen. This part of the show is where we separate the best from the rest. All right? So, first things first, we have Tag Team Match of the Year. So a tag team match is 2 or more people versus 2 or more people, okay? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a tag team match. So the nominees are from All In Texas, Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. From Full Gear, FTR versus Brodito for the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championship. From Wrestle Dream, Brodito versus Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada for the AEW Men's World Tag Team Championship. From Blood and Guts, the Women's Blood and Guts match. From AEW Double or Nothing, Anarchy in the Arena. And from Grand Slam Australia, Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. This is very, very close. I loved all of these matches from this past year, but one was just special. And the cutter goes to Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks at All in Texas. This match was for the right of the Young Bucks to disband. Go back and watch this match. Moves that have never been done before, never been seen before. And the Bucks have showed you why they are the best of the best of the best of the best, and put some respect on their name. Ospreay and Swerve put aside whatever petty differences they had to come together and become a fantastic tag team. I loved all the matches here that were nominated, but this match was really the best of the best. Our male wrestler of the year. What top guy was the best? Had that moment, became champion. The nominees are Jon Moxley, Bandito, Konosuke Takeshita, Gunther, Hangman Adam Page, and Mike Santana. And the cutter goes to Hangman Adam Page. Now look, ladies and gentlemen, this was closer than what it should have been. Had no right being this close. It could have gone to Mox, could have gone to Bandito, could have gone to Takeshita, could have gone to Gunther, could have gone to Santana. But Hangman setting out on his mission and on his path to save AEW is what ultimately won him this award. Not to mention that, but the two back-to-back matches were what ultimately did it. The match at Double or Nothing, the match at All in Texas. So our male wrestler of the year is Hangman Adam Page. Our female wrestler of the year, who elevated themselves, who came into their own and just show why they're the best. Now, three of these names are very, very obvious. I believe they were even nominated last year. And there's one new name who should have been nominated for Breakout Star of the Year, but that's my fault. So the nominees are Timeless Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné, Stephanie Vaquer, Naomi, Athena, and Saya Kamitani. And the cutter goes to Mercedes Moné. 2025 was the year of Mercedes Moné. Ultimo Moné. 13 belts Moné, setting records left and right, putting on bangers of matches. Yes, she lost 2 women's world title matches, but that is all part of the story. This could have went to Toni Storm for being as great as he was. Hollywood ending. Stephanie Vaquer had a really solid year. Naomi, in that brief run, elevated herself above Io, above Rhea, above Jade, above everybody else. Athena is your forever champion. We're about to go on 4 years of her as women's world champion. And Saya Kamitani has pretty much been dominant in Stardom. She's the one that should have been nominated for Breakout Star of the Year. But Mercedes Moné, you can't deny the year that she has had. The 2025 year, above all else, was the year that showed you can bet on yourself, and with the right grouping of people behind you, you can be successful. Now, women's match of the year. I'm glad we have this category. I have a lot of more favorite women's wrestlers than men's wrestlers, and I kind of lean towards women's wrestling more than any other grouping of wrestling. So just seeing them be able to have that platform and put on just banger matches is always a great thing. So the nominees are AEW Blood and Guts, the women's Blood and Guts match. WrestleMania 41, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. All-Star Grand Kingdom from Stardom, Saya Kamitani versus Tam Nakano in a career versus career match. AEW Revolution, Timeless Toni Storm versus Mariah May in a Falls Count Anywhere match. AEW All in Texas, Timeless Tony Storm versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship. And from A Dynamite Spring Breakthrough, Mercedes Moné versus Athena. I believe this was an Owen Hart Cup match. And the cutter goes to WrestleMania 41, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, the triple threat match. This, I feel like a lot of people are going to say this is by far the best match of the year when it comes to women's wrestling. No, I think there are two other better matches. For me personally, the Blood and Guts match and the Saya Kamatani match, and three matches. The Fall Scanning were Halloween ending. But the reason this award won is because this was what ultimately showed everybody who Io Sky that didn't know who she was, what she is, what she's about, how good she is. I'd say this time and again, Io Sky is pound for pound the best wrestler on the planet. Men, women, child, whatever. She's the best. And the fact that they not only did this on the grandest stage that the WWE has to offer, they did it and pretty much blew out every other match on the WrestleMania card Sunday or Saturday. Hands down the best match. No match that weekend on WrestleMania comes close to being as good as this match, and that is exactly why they won. Our men's match of the year. This one was harder to do. This one was tough because I could have upped the nominees to about 8 for this one, to possibly even 10. So here are the nominees for men's match of the year. AEW All in Texas, Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. Wrestle Dynasty, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd. Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor, Bandito versus Hachiserta for the Ring of Honor Men's World Championship. All in Texas, Adam Page versus John Moxley in a Texas death match for the AEW Men's World Championship. AEW Double or Nothing, Adam Page versus Will Ospreay in the Owen Hart Cup final. And the CMLL 92nd Anniversary Show, Mystico versus MJF. And the cutter goes to, in my opinion, an upset, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd from Wrestle Dynasty. The thing with award shows is if something happens early in the year, it is usually forgot. And the fact that Kenny and Gabe happened in January makes people forget about it. But this match was so good. Absolutely ridiculous. It sucks that we're not going to get a Wrestle Dynasty this year, but I understand why, because Wrestle Kingdom is the Tanahashi retirement show. But Kenny and Gabe took it above and beyond, and you would think that these two gentlemen absolutely hate each other. Absolutely hate each other. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane the things they did in this match. And now the show comes near the end, ladies and gentlemen. We got 4 awards left. First up, we have the head booker, showrunner of the year. What person in charge just had the best booking decisions, made the best decisions for their company, for their shows. The nominees are Shawn Michaels of NXT, Tommy Dreamer of Impact TNA, Triple H, Raw, SmackDown, and Tony Khan of AEW Ring of Honor. And it's no surprise that this award goes to Tony Khan of AEW Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has been really good this year, definitely more consistent. But AEW has been just great from the start of the year to the end of the year. Yes, there was a couple hiccups, because who doesn't have hiccups? But Tony Khan has pretty much booked a wonderful show, and it helps that he booked a wonderful couple of pay-per-views, and of course the Continental Classic. Best of weekly show. What show week in and week out was the best? They may stumble here and there, but ultimately the best show. We have AEW Collision, AEW Dynamite, Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw, NXT, and Impact Wrestling. And this goes to Dynamite. The cutter is well earned here for Dynamite. Man, it's just been, more often than not, Dynamite has become a must-watch, can't-miss show. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You know you're going to get at least one banger per week, maybe even two, and the stories there are always carrying. Now, our final award, ladies and gentlemen, the promotion of the year. Who had the best year? It's very, very much that simple. The nominees are the WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling, NXT, and CMLL. And it's no surprise, ladies and gentlemen, that this award goes to AEW. Their 2025 was something special. AEW hasn't been this good, this great since essentially their first or second year, and now we're in year 7 of AEW. Man, from the pay-per-views to the TV specials to the weekly shows to the matches, AEW pretty much exploded and blew everyone out of the water. CMLL was a really good second for me, but Dynamite, AEW, man, they just killed it this entire year. But that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Should I add some more awards? Should I cut out some awards? Do you like the nominees? Let me know. But look on the screen what we got coming up for this month. This is the Royal Rumble month, and we are starting the road to WrestleMania. Check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. And as always, Priscilla Kelly, Bailey, Isla Dawn, Willow Nightingale, and a J and Chris Statlander. Holla at your boy.